It was a dark and stormy night when my phone rang, jolting me out of a deep sleep. I groggily reached over to answer, the time flashing 2:34 a.m. on the screen. Who could possibly be calling at this hour? I thought to myself, my mind foggy with sleep. As I picked up the phone, a deep, unfamiliar voice spoke, "Hello, Sarah. I know what you've been up to." My heart racing, I tried to place the voice, but it was completely foreign to me. I frantically whispered, "Who is this? What do you mean?" But the line went dead, leaving me with more questions than answers. I tossed and turned for the rest of the night, unable to shake the feeling of unease that had settled over me. The mysterious phone call lingered in my mind, refusing to be ignored. The next morning, I tried to push the strange phone call out of my mind as I went about my daily routine. I kissed my husband, John, goodbye, before he left for work and waved to my 2 children as they headed off to school. But no matter how hard I tried to focus on my tasks, the mysterious phone call lingered in the back of my mind. As the days passed, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. I began to notice subtle changes in John's behavior, the way he would hide his phone when I entered the room, the sudden increase in business trips that kept him away from home for days at a time. My suspicions grew until one night, unable to sleep, I decided to confront John about the strange phone call and his unusual actions. I waited until he returned home from one of his business trips, my heart pounding in my chest as I laid out my concerns. To my surprise, John's face remained impassive as he listened to my accusations. When I finished speaking, he simply shrugged and said, "Sarah, you're letting your imagination run wild. There's nothing going on, I promise." But I was not convinced. I knew there was something off about John's reactions, something that didn't sit right with me. Determined to get to the bottom of it, I decided to hire a private investigator to follow John and uncover the truth once and for all. Weeks passed as the investigator shadowed John, reporting back to me with evidence of his infidelity. My world crumbled around me as I discovered the truth. John had been having an affair with his secretary for months, meeting her in secret whenever he was supposed to be on a business trip. Heartbroken and betrayed, I confronted John with the evidence, my hands shaking as I held up the incriminating photos and messages. John tried to deny it at first, but when faced with the undeniable proof, he hung his head in shame. The following days were a blur of tears and anger as I packed my bags and left the home I had shared with John for over a decade. I moved into a small apartment, determined to start fresh and rebuild my life without the man who had betrayed my trust. As time passed, I slowly began to heal from the wounds of betrayal. I threw myself into my work, finding solace in the routine and structure it provided. And although the pain of John's infidelity would never fully fade, I knew that I had survived the darkest moment of my life and emerged stronger on the other side. The mysterious phone call that had first raised suspicions about John's infidelity now served as a reminder to me of the importance of trust and communication in a relationship. I vowed to never let myself be blindsided by secrets and lies again, determined to protect my heart from further harm. And as the years passed, I found love again, this time with a man who cherished and respected me in a way that John never had. I lived the rest of my days in happiness and peace, knowing that I had overcome the ultimate betrayal and emerged stronger on the other side.